Okay. And let me just get a notepad up here so I can have, in case I need some notes to write, we can put some notes here as well. Okay, so we're ready to start. So what my goal is, we're going to be doing then an exam, right, next week. And it'll cover 1 through 4 and also chapter 5. Not chapter 12, sorry. I knew it was an extra chapter. Okay, it's been a long day, huh? Chapter also 12 as well. If you have 5, you'll see. Okay. You'll bring number 2 pencils to class. Just 2 pencils. Number 2 pencils. And also you'll bring in a folder, right? And we talked about the folder, that it needs to include your pivot tables and also your explanations of your macros. We'll go over that today, exactly what needs to be perfect, what else do we need to do here. So let's begin here. We're going to do a review of chapter 4. Yes?
Are there going to be like online quizzes that we can do?
Yeah, there are online quizzes now. You can review them, right? You can review the quizzes that you've taken before. How do you do that? Who can tell them? Katie, you were we want to help each other. How do you do that? So if you go to your quizzes and your scores, you can see them again. Nice idea. Okay, and we'll go over this. Any other questions before we begin? Okay, so let's start about it. We were talking about input and output. Right? And if I look at input and output, Tim, in terms of input and output, a microphone then would be an example of what? What? Tim, I don't hear you. Input, so I can think about it as input hardware. Okay. And Brian, so in this case, speakers then would be example of what kind? What? Output hardware, so I got output hardware. How many people have 100 so far? Okay, wow, I knew it. Okay, well, yes.
I put audio input devices.
Okay, audio input devices. For which one?
For one, and then audio output.
Yeah, it's output and input. Perfect. Okay. Okay, and the CPU reads instructions and data from via the data bus. So in this case then, Jordan, what would that be? The CPU reads instructions and data from what via the data bus. So if I'm right here, right? I'm in the computer, and what is they telling me? The CPU has to read those instructions and data from what? Yes. You're not too sure. Okay, so what do you think? In this case, what does the CPU do? Let's review. Do you have your notes then so we can do it? So what do we have? We have a CPU, and the CPU stands for what? My central processing unit, right? My central processing unit. And what is it good for? Tim, what does my central processing unit do? What's the purpose of it? What? It's going to be processing my instructions, and in this case, it's processing those instructions and the data, and it's going to take it via the data bus from where? From memory. I have then memory, right? I have memory, and in this case, right now, Tim, am I working from memory? Right now, when I'm typing right here, is it working from memory? Right here. Is this, right now I'm typing. You see this? You see my cursor up here? And my cursor's here, and the CPU reads instructions and data from memory. And what is a data bus then, Tim?
It's gonna be it's an interface
Right, it's going to be then, it basically think about it as a rail, right? That in terms of a rail here, my data is going to be along those rail here, so I'm going to be able to then read then my data from those. Okay, where am I now? I'm now here, and one of the things that I know is usually what I have is the computers you have right now, how many CPUs do you have on your computers? One. You have usually one, and the idea for 4 CPUs would be what? What do they call that then? It's quad, if I put my cursor in.
Quad core.
It's quad core, or a lot of times they'll call it what? Quad processor, right? If I have my quad processor, what's the advantage of having 4 CPUs versus 1 CPU?
More tasks simultaneously.
Right, basically more tasks I can do. One of the things that you can see, remember how I got frozen here? And then I couldn't upload to my, remember, beyond when you're trying to see my podcast and it got frozen? Well, what am I doing here? I'm having my video here in the corner. I'm recording in the background, everything that goes on the screen. I'm using Excel. I'm on the internet, right? How many processes? And all of a sudden, did you see that I'm able, and I'm also using the webcam, and I'm uploading at the same time. And what happened is that this processor, along with its memory, wasn't able to handle it, and it froze. So many times it's good for me to do that. Okay, let me see where I am then. So Karen, how are you doing? Question set.
Not really a question, just a
What?
comment.
Yeah.
One thing that with that computer is it's known for its video card to overheat and stall the whole thing. That could also be an issue.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues that I have here with this, and I have a lot of issues with all these systems here. One of the things, and I'll show you tonight, is this media site. What this is using, this is, if you see, anybody that can see it, you see that there's like 4 different screens there. I have input. What does it say in the corners there, Seth? Can you read it? Come closer and you can read it here.
Video in, video out, image in, image out.
Right, and so I have video in. So what's it doing? It's interesting. In this, it's using Windows Media Encoder in one, and then it has 2. It has my camera. It's taking that, and it's also recording then from, I'm hooked. Do you see this? I'm hooked here to this media, so it's taking everything from my screen there, and then at the end, it's going to compile them together. So you'll be able then, in an advantage over Windows Media Encoder, you'll be able to go to certain slides, and it just basically takes JPEGs of each of those slides and combines those together. Okay, so question 5 then, Karen, is a byte then is equivalent to what? Okay, we don't know. We all know we were realizing it, but basically we're going to think about, if I go down to the bottom of what is the smallest way that the computer uses is what? What can the computer, what's the smallest? We talk about what? We talk about bits, right? And then we talk about what? Bytes. And what combines a byte?
8 bits.
8 bits. So if I'm going to say 8 bits and you say, who cares? Right? 8 bits. And then